Doc here from North America, TGIF. Is it right? Yeah, that's right. Thank goodness it's Friday. We're ready to have the weekend. And so good morning, good afternoon, and good evening to all of you. Let's see what we got going on today. As you can see, we are looking at the Swiss. No, you're not. There it is, the Swiss on J4X. You can see it's moving up. Acting weaker than I would expect, which is a little surprise to me. I mean, you can see here, we went into the weekly buy in the Swiss a couple weeks back, 2 weeks back. This is the third week now, but it seems like the Swiss is feeling more of this move than cable and British pound, which is kind of interesting. I said yesterday I thought that maybe they were the Chinese were reaching in and taking some of their money out of Switzerland. I see that they bought U.S. Treasuries yesterday. I don't know, they're parking money or doing what? I mean, the Chinese are. I mean, no one's talking about it here in the States, which is kind of, I guess, normal anymore. Not the news is not. In other words, only China can do good; it can't do bad. The media won't report anything bad that goes on in China. Only anything that's good. So there's nothing on Bloomberg or CNBC or the major networks. It's just Newsmax in the United States and what's the other one? And Fox Business, not Fox News, Fox Business. They're talking about this. After that, they're not saying a word. That China's lost its major real estate bank and so forth, and issues are developing and so forth and so on. Bubble has occurred. There's not talk about Macau, and none of that stuff's being really talked about. So, and so it's kind of curious, how to view this whole thing at this point. So that is what it is. All right, and you can see here also at the same time. Where's that mouse sign? Right there. You see, we are actually piercing the top, going after the top part of the channel. We've been watching that channel for over a year now, and it's obviously this was probably money moving out of Switzerland from China. That's what I'm just guessing. It's just a wild guess, nothing major. Let's see. All right, what else can we say about Swiss? I guess I have. It's just weaker than the other currency pairs, so I have to believe someone's putting pressure on the product. All right, let's jump over to the euro, and there you can see the euro is trying to bounce up a little bit. Now, if it was matching speed and distance like the Swiss, it'd be down right now. But we are flirting with that weekly sell, so that is cute. Oh, did I do that really? Okay, let's see if we can make it smaller. There, that's better. Let's see where we are with that. That is still minus 0.0032. So it's still feeling the pressure there. We may fall into the weekly sell, which would be very curious this time of the year. Next week is the response for what Jackson Hole was supposed to be. And they're going to talk about their tapering, and he's going to be interviewed, and everybody's going to have a chance to talk to him. And what I mean by him, we're talking about the Chairman Powell. So that should be pretty interesting. The combination of inflation, I guess in many ways they'd be very happy if the inflation hadn't kicked out.
That inflation thing probably really has got things upside down, Let's see what we got here. Okay.
So that's probably part of the hassle. They got to keep on pretending that that they don't have to worry about the inflation. So that's probably. I mean, that's really what that comes down to. So that's why I came up with the word transitory back in June, which I said was going to show by August that it's not transitory, and that's what's going on. Someone put a statement out in the Federal Reserve saying something about how'd they word it? They worded it really nice. We're going to be getting back to the the norm or the mean, the mathematical mean of 2% in inflation, but just not now. Right now we're at 5.5%, so that's all right. You know, that's what they said. Can you imagine that? 5.5% out of nowhere. If I can guarantee you that if Mr. Trump was president, they would be talking about it like as if the world had ended and that he had just killed the cat and threw the baby out with the bathwater. But with the socialists in power, inflation is just a transitory event. Yeah, transitory. Like you're traveling around the world by rowboat, and 35 years later you transit back to where you started from. It's just transitory. All right. So there you can see the euro doing its thing. Let's go over here real quick before I get too much on the move. No, go away. Stop. Let's get that picture clear again. Let's go down to J4X and take a look at that too at the same time. And there's the euro. See that load in. And you see that's still red. Feeling its pressure. See the white line below the dashed line. So you got reds and you got this thing trying to aim down. We are towards the low of the range, but you know, they can go lower. They usually find ways to do it. And at this point in time, like I said, the only thing that has me a little surprised is the fact that the Swiss is getting hit harder and the euro is going into a weekly sell. Or is trying to get into the weekly sell permanently. So there are two things that says something is brewing. Now, right, cable, where's the cable? Right there. Cable doing the same thing, and the weekly is not budging, you know, it's moving down. Been the daily sell from this, nothing major there so far, just red dots. Take a look at it over here on J4X, right there. Same situation, red dots, inky ASCII reds, line moving down, flirted with, so forth and so on, just like, let's go like that. Just like here, flirted here. See that right there? It flirted there. And now it's trying to do a little bounce. Nothing here yet. Give it a couple hours. We'll see. I guess the tax law, I understand they're trying to pass a tax law? I don't know what's up with Boris. I know it's for the hospital system, but, you know, it's, I don't know. Taxes are just not good. You know, anytime you have a politician, no matter what side of the political spectrum it is, you know, to raise taxes and not reduce taxes somewhere else is usually not a good idea. Let's put it that way. I always find it to be a negative, not a positive, so it's kind of disappointing. Right there, I'm just adjusting it there. So that's the cable. Not too panicked over the taxes and not too panicked over the inflation. Now we'll drift right to the Turkish lira. It did close on a daily buy yesterday. You can see it's lifting again today. You see it's cleanly lifted through the weekly right there. See how she's doing on J4X. Dollar, Turkish lira. There you go. You see there, same situation. You know, green hinkies moving up, white line piercing the dashed line. So they're doing a little buy-in there. Let's see what they're doing in the euro versus the Turkish lira. Right there. And right there. Same situation, lifting up, pushing through the buy. You see here, pushing through, and the weekly has jumped over the moon. Good. We were wondering if that was going to get finally going. I think it said something on Wednesday about that, where we thought, maybe by tomorrow or yesterday or today. And it has, right there. We're jumping through. So, look at that. It's tight. It has almost touched the fat finger, whatever that was. Someone wanted to get in there and cover something, that's for sure. So someone really stepped up to that. Well, that was during our, Labor Day. So the United States was closed. Someone forgot to tell somebody that the United States was closed, and so there was no liquidity. And somebody at the Federal Reserve forgot to protect it. So it was like, and back down again. And then look at it. We talked about this, where as long as it keep on climbing, its consistency of climbing into the buy on a daily or weekly basis, we're going to keep on seeing more of the strength, just like we did here. Where it kept on fighting to go back up and then went sideways, and then that whoever was needing it there is still needing it here, obviously. And that's how we look at that. So, as we march along on a Friday, looking forward to some rest and relaxation. Let's see now. We'll go over to, we go to the Canadian from here, so we'll throw that up on there. There's Canadian, wow. It just goes in and out. Well, it could, didn't it do a buy and a sell again? Why is that not there like that? Buy and then sell. And now it's still below the zero line. So we're going on a third day down, and we're in a weekly buy for 18 weeks on page. On fact check spreadsheet, right there on line 20, you can see 14 weeks in a buy. 14 weeks. And when you look at it there, you go, well, it's not really doing much. And then you go, okay, let's take a look a little bit more. And you see, oh, yeah, it's kind of up a little bit higher. And then you look a little more, and where it went into the actual weekly buy right there, you can see it was playing with the low end of the 1 year range, bouncing off of it like, I don't know, like a lot of different things in my head. But in the end result is that it was just bouncing off of it, and then it finally started to take off again. And as we talk about this, and I know it's kind of sounds like conspiracy theory, and I say it a lot. The Federal Reserve and the central banks keep these pairs trades in a channel or a line or some type of triangle or whatever you want to call it, but they definitely keep them in a price range. That's probably the magical word right there, price range. And so in this case here, we've moved up a couple times, moved up there, then again tried to build a base in here and moved up again, and then went to the top edge of the 13-month trading range and 14-month now or something like that. And then you can see here it still seems to be stuck in there. So that is that when it comes to the Canadian. Now, looking at the Canadian, normally we see, because we see it moving up, or actually it's making a little money against the dollar. We're assuming that gold must be lifting up a little bit today, and oil must be firm. That's the way we interpret that. So what we'll do is we'll go over and visit that. Let's go visit those products. And there it is. And let's go find gold. Nope, we got oil. Now, oil is trying to move down a little bit, but still in a daily buy. And you can see it was just a little bit higher today, not much. Pretty much hanging out, doing nothing. And let's check out gold. And there's gold. Gold is got a little volatility thing going on. Let's give it a refresh. Boy, is that weird or something like that? I mean, I remember, I guess it was trading, it opened up in here. Why did it have the opening down there and the low and the high down there is wacko. I'll have to fix that after this. But it's very disappointing when they do that stuff. Bad data. What's up with this bad data all the time? From major entities. I hate that. So you can see the pressure there. And more than likely, there's a good chance this is not even challenging that, but it's not in a buy yet. It's pushing into the weekly sell as we speak. So we will keep an eye on that one. All right, from there, since there are no questions, what we will do now is we drift back to our natural rhythm. And that is we go to the South African Rand. Figuring that with all this action, we have to see the Rand at least going sideways to down again. There it is right there. And we'll find a South African Rand right there. There we go. And you can see that's still moving up. Same thing with our work too. I see that now. So move that over so you can see it. There it is. Just up a little bit. So they're not grooving on that at all. And that doesn't surprise me any when I see the bad number that we have in there that I should try to fix as we speak right now. I want to see what it looks like. I am curious. Since no one's asking any questions, let's go fix it. See if we can fix that. Let's see. I've learned how to fix these things. I hate that I have to fix them. But I've learned how to fix them. Alright, so that needs to be changed. There we are. And that needs to be changed. There we are. And then we say OK. And then we close that. And then we close this. And what we're going to do is we're going to tune it in so you can see. You can see, I can see, we all can see. Alright, open Sesame. And magically it opens. And then let's go move it down so that you can see it. Oz Rome takes trade, makes some money live. Oz Rome, take a trade, make some money live. Who, me? Any particular product you want to see it live in, or what? Tell me which product you want to see it in, and we'll go do it. That's how confident we are of our math. I don't have to go to a favorite one that's better than another one. Our math will do it all. It does it all. Now let's go over to here. Well, Oz is figuring out what product he wants to see me make money in. Okay, that's better now. That's cleaned up. And oh, what is that doing? What is that? Let's give something went bananas on that side of it too, and it's still doing that. Let's give that a refresh. Why is that doing that? How could that data go that wacko from it? I'll have to go check that out, find out what I did wrong there. I swear, that's why I hate interfering in the editing of the data. Best setup. There is no best setup. There is no maximum leverage. Maximum leverage. That would be an option trade, really. Do you understand binaries, calls, and puts? We can go do one of those if that's what you want. The maximum leverage in trading is option derivatives. So options or binaries. But for a best setup, nah, our math is that good. Just choose a product. We'll go after it. There is no such thing as best setup and maximum leverage. I can do it on everything. Guess what? Our math is that good and our knowledge is that great. Tesla, okay, let's go see what Tesla looks like. You want an intraday or you're looking at a daily? Well, we'll go look at the daily to start off with. Let's go look at a daily. since you seem to be searching. So as long as you're searching, we will help you search. So File, Open, and that would be right there. Open. And here she comes. I gotta work on that this other thing. So let me do this. Let me clean that up on the gold for a second there. Let's find you Tesla to start off with. There she is. She's in front of you. Okay, so it went into a daily buy here, and it's been in a weekly buy since. Where has it been in a weekly buy? Since here. So we went into a weekly buy here. And you can narrow your desire of what you would like to see in the sense of, like intraday. We can do an intraday one if you'd like to do an intraday for fast trading. Scalp swing, multi-time frame. Okay, sure. So this is, let's just do this since I'm in front of you, and then we'll go to what you would like. So we went into a weekly buy here, and then so every daily buy. So in other words, you would it was in a daily buy from here, so you would be long for this whole move there. When it goes into the sell, you're only taking a profit. You're not taking the short at all because we're in a weekly buy. And then when it goes back into the daily buy here, you would take that. So there's two nice wins right there on a day-to-day basis. This is what happens when you don't exactly target something so quick. I want to show off my mathematics, showing you that my math is so good that we can look at anything. Take an expanding galaxy, take atomic particles, take Apple computer, take anything, Tesla. We can do it all in every time frame. All right, so now here again, daily buy was up higher, and that was a small win. Now there's a lovely win right there from the 650 all the way up to the 726. That's a $75 move in 3 days. There's another win. So there's 4 back-to-back wins. Let's see, where's the next one? Here's another one right there. It's a small win. Since it closed at 722, the high the next day was 729. It just comes down to how fast you are of taking a profit. Then here's another one right here. It goes into a daily buy here. Is it there? No, not there. Not because of the volatility signal. Right there. Goes into a daily buy at 673.47. And stays in a daily buy with that weekly buy still, all the way up to in here somewhere, right there. So it goes from, where did it go from? It went from 673, we'll round numbers out, 673 all the way up to 673. So that's 27. That's $80 win over 3 weeks right there. And then went into the buy here at 755. Let's call it 756. This is 83. And the next highs were 58. Was it 53? So 56 went to 58, almost 59, and today it's at where is it at now? It's at 50, almost 59. So that shows you on a day and weekly system, it was something like 7 out of 7. Okay, so we should be seeing a loss sooner or later because we have a 8.5 out of 10. Now, Oz, let's go check it out, as you say, in a swing trade fashion. Let's go into the short term. Let's see, what do we need to do? Where do we go? Where to go? Where to go? Where to go? Let's copy this page, like that. We'll close that. Let's see. Let's take it over to here. That's a good place to put it. Let's see, I have not done Tesla, and I haven't traded Tesla in about 3 years or so. So let's find a spot to put it in, and we'll look at it on a short term. Now notice here is the 3 major stock indices. That's what I like to trade. So let's go over to here. So we'll make a copy of one of them. That's like that. Let's go with this one, copy that, copy there, paste, and we will put Mr. and Mrs. Tesla in there. Instrument, Let's see how this all rolls along. Let's see, TSL. Oh, that's not right. TS. Oh, it's a stock. That's right. There we are. Stock. Tesla. There we are. And let's just go back settings-wise for. Okay, we got that 2 days. Is fine. Let's see. Let's have it fill in. And if you want, you know what you can do, Oz, too? You said multi-time frame. Why don't you tell me what you think the multi-time frame you would like to look at it in? Because I don't use time. I use spatial mathematics. So to me, I'm always using a Tesla, or in a tick, or in a change, or in a contract. So now you can see here it's relatively tight. So let's make this a little bit smoother. We're going to experiment here. Let's see. So let's try this. Let's bring it up to a 2 Tesla, which would be 639. And if you can come up with a time frame, we'll take a look at your time frame that you would like to look at it in. But we're not a big fan of what I call Newtonian time. So, what is that problem there? We got to fix the instrument itself. 24 hours. Okay, so let's move it to pre-market, like so. And it's still doing that crazy thing. I think that's a time reference thing. Let's do this. Let's try that one more time. Settings, volume, tick count. What else can we fix on this thing here? Okay, let's see if that does it. Every time it does a tick like that, you got to figure out. There's a way of doing that with stocks. Let's do this. We're going to go a little static on you, because what we're going to do is we're going to go with regular trading hours and just see how that goes. There we are. So let's let this fill in, and then we'll start taking it apart. Highest efficiency specific entry. That's what we're working on now. So that's what we're working on. So let's widen this out. But do you have a particular time frame that you like? You said multi-time frame. So what multi-time frame would you like to see it in? All right. And it still looks so choppy. Let's raise it up even more. I think we may have to go to the ticks themselves, like that, and go with. See how that looks. All right, there you go. So this is just the last 2 days. This is a double Tesla tick base chart. Let's make it out about 3 days. Let it fill in. We'll go from there. Highest efficiency specific entry. Oh, we're very specific. That's no problem. We are very specific. Let's see what we can do here. Let's fix that too. Cancel. I'm waiting for it to fill in. And from there we will see how it rolls. Alright. No, that's not it. Cancel. It's loading. Now, if we go into Newtonian time with just like minutes and hours and so forth, it'll update very fast because it's not that complicated. So that's what the problem is. I threw one too many. Let's see. Get rid of the 5. That's what it is. Okay, it's gold. I'm trying to fix that gold, and then that's better. There we go. Now that straightens out. Okay, here we go. So we can go like that, and then we close that, and open it up again. What's up with this thing here? You know what? Maybe we'll shorten down the ticks too. This way we can get a little bit bigger flavor of it for you. We're going to go with the classic 369 Tesla. Like so. Let's see how that goes. Format. Go back to 2 days again. Okay, so let's see if we can do this. Let's see, we want to tighten this one up now, don't we? Let's do this like that. There we go. So yesterday's trading, and that's too spiky. It needs to be shorter. Let's go even shorter. Shorter reference. Let's go with the classic. Start from the beginning. There it is. See how that looks. There we go. That's a lot better. And this is all yesterday's trading. So we'll take a look at yesterday's trading. All right. There we go. So there we are, starting off yesterday. You see it goes into the sell right here. It keeps you in the sell from a close of, what is that, 752.82. Gives you a little challenge up into the 754-ish area. But in the end, it pays off very nicely. It keeps you in the sell from here, right there. We're going to move that. We're going to create a line there so you can play with that. So it goes into the sell here. And it goes down to 7.49. I guess that's what it is. So it makes $3. Makes it a little bit challenging since it was 7.53 and went to 7.54. But it made $3 in the end. You can buy it down in here, take your profits, that type of thing. It goes into a buy there, and you can see it was a winner. So there's 2 winners. Goes into a sell there. There's 3 winners. Goes into a buy right there. That's 4 winners. Zigzags into a sell there. Stays in the sell because we don't. We have a green dot there, so it gives you a loss. So you get in. Well, it gives you a buy. It does go higher. Depends on how you set your stops. Goes into a sell there. Makes money there. So what's that? 4 out of 5 wins. Goes into a buy right there. 4 out of 5. 5 out of 6 wins. 5 out of 6. 6 out of 7 wins. Nothing there really. It's getting choppier. 6 out of 7 wins. It gives you a long, but it's green dotted, so you're still stuck with it on the long. That's 7 out of 8 wins. And let's widen this a little bit so you can see that better. There you go. How's that so far? Does that fit your highest efficiency and specific? There's many high efficiency entries. You have to figure out which cycle this is on a Tesla. In this case here, 69 is pretty good. I bet 93 might be pretty good. I would assume 39 could be pretty good. But you said multiple time frames. I'm still waiting for you to tell me which time frame you're interested in. We can take a look at it through your eyes, not mine, and the way you trade. But you can see here it's just winner, winners, chicken dinners. If you're taking every trade, winner, winners, chicken dinners, winner, winners, chicken dinners, winner, winners, chicken dinners, winner, winner, chicken dinners. So, does that satisfy your whistle? Doc loves when someone actually asks some question like this. This is a rarity that I get a chance to show off in a short term. We can do this. We can go to a live product, like right here, until you figure out what time frame you want to be in. Let me see if I can figure which button to push. And let's give you NASDAQ 100. There's the NASDAQ. This is live, ticking away live at the moment, telling you that it's trying to get into a buy. So it went into the short here, stayed in the short. Actually, the short started here, and since it's got a red and green here, you can't take the long. So it's still, it went into a short here, and it's been in a short all the way down to here. Same thing here, it went into a short there. There was your long right there, and whatever you lost on that, you made all this and all this versus all that loss right there. Go over the indicators. How are they applied in Forex? That's a good one. I use a 1 Tesla for euros. It does a nice job in euros. Let's go over to that. Do you want me to erase the Tesla, and I'll go to the, you know what I'll do? I'll leave the Tesla there in case you change your mind about that. Oh, and I fixed gold. Let me just Where is it at? Let me just go to take a look real quick. I fixed it while we were talking at the same time. Open that. I just want to double check it myself. All right, so what would you like to see? The euro? Would you like to see the name a currency? The majors are always better, like British pound. Euro's number one. Euro is number one. It's the most liquid of them all. Time is relative. Whatever works best. No. Time is not that way in reality. Time is relative, yes. And due to the fact that it is relative, then we look at the best way of measuring moving objects on a surface. And so, do you remember Oz, that Albert's paper, the title of the paper wasn't Relativity. His paper that he got that he became famous for was called Objects Moving on an Electromagnetic Field. That was actually Albert Einstein's paper. That's how he published it in 1905. So relative is a very debatable concept of, there's no doubt it is relative, but but it's not the way you may be suggesting. So in other words, if you're using a Newtonian time, seconds, minutes, hours, so forth, that is not as indicative. It does not indicate very clearly how objects are moving on a electromagnetic surface. Okay, so that is where we're at on that one. So what we do is we use spatial bars instead of old-fashioned Newtonian seconds and minutes. That's what it is. So, all right, did you come up with a 4x, or you want me to just throw euro in there? Since euro is more active, let's put it that way. Euro is way more active than the others when it comes to trading. At least it has been over the last few decades. All right, let's do this. Let's grab a hold of that. Let's see, where are we at here? Let's go find it. Boy, is this dead or what? I don't see this thing changing much. Huh. I don't even see it ticking. Is it ticking? Yeah, I just saw it. Okay, it's moving, but it's that dead. All right, let's go over to where you're suggesting, and that is, let's do a look at the Forex. In this case here, we'll grab a hold of, where was it? There's Tesla. Let's go find, let's say Forex. So we need to go copy, paste. Let's throw the euro in there. Euro on the wall. Cash. EUR. There we go. Against the dollar. There we go. Wow, look at that thing tightening up. Oh, wait a minute. We got to fix that time-wise, too. Settings. There we go. Whatever works best. Cool. Yeah, I find spatial bars are much more accurate than minute and seconds. Let's try that again. There we go. There we are. Now, let's put what we used to do is we used to run it on a 333. That was always interesting. So let's do that there. No, I don't want a 4 in there. There we go. Let's see how that goes. All right, so, whoa, what in blazes is that doing? I forget why it does that. There's a tick volume, days back. I think it's got something to do with the exchange time, maybe? Local time. Let's see if it does it right there. I think it's local time. Okay, so it goes into the short Ah, darn it. I haven't had that problem of late because I don't have that, you know, I don't trade them. I'm only trading the futures. Let's see, just try default. Let's see what that does. That didn't help either. Alright, we're going to find what's giving it a problem. I forget. There's something that straightens that out. Since I don't trade them, style input. Let's see. I want to look at that real quick too. There we are. That's better. Here's gold. I want everybody to see gold real quick, and then we'll go back to Oz's situation there. There it is right there. See gold. Now that we've cleaned up the bad data, it's not even climbing into the daily buy. You see, we can get rid of that green line there. There we are. All right, now let's go back to Oz's euro. What? Why is it giving me problems? Close. There we go. And let's change the time frame. I'm just going to go to just the daily. See what it does there. Regular trading hours. There we go. So in this case here, you can see it went into the buy here and ran up. You can see it went into the sell here, ran down. You can see right there it goes into a buy right there, and goes sideways up. You see it goes into a sell right there, goes sideways down to there. Let's widen this so you can see it better. And so there you go right there. You can see it goes into a buy here. And it's, you know, I mean, it just hangs out in that price area, nothing major there. Kind of a little loss, I guess you could say, or break even. And then it catches that nice big win right there. There it is right there. Let's see. The buy is right there. Catches that nice move right there. There's the sell. Let's move that over. And it stays in the sell all the way down to there. So somewhere's in here you should have made some money. How's that? Is that satisfying your what you're interested in? Yes, sir. Okay, go over the indicators. Okay, let's go. Let's talk about the indicators. This is my. Let's see which one this is. This is my. No, that's not it. Instrument studies. There it is. Indicators. So this is my. It'll come out in a second. Where's it at? There we go. This is my GAS 5. Is that a GAS 5? GAS line 3. Okay, let's try this. This is the GAS line 3 5 super. Okay, but we're not using the super side of it. We're just using the GAS line 3 on it. So this is my GAS line 3. What it is the blue lines is a nonlinear time manifold that I invented. Okay, it's taking my proprietary formula and putting a one standard deviation, like as if it was a Bollinger Band. Like so, we'll go like this with the blue on the top, and no, that's white. Where's that? What was I doing there? I just got lost. Let's just leave it as white. There it is right there. So the blue is the one standard deviation on the top, and let's say the dark blue is the one standard deviation on the negative. And so when the white line, which is an average of 3 of my formula, goes through the 0 line here, it's a buy. Okay, and obviously when it goes through it, the minus side of it, it is a sell. Sell. Like it went minus there at minus 0.0000120. And so then the next one, it climbed into a buy, it whipsawed you. You lost a little money because then it whipsaws you again, and then it makes all the money you wanted back, and then 5 times more right there. And that's how it works. When the white line and the histogram is a 2 standard deviation of the white line. So we're looking at the movement beyond the bounds. Now down below, we're running 2 different standard deviations on time manifolds instead of plots, and or averages that is. And so not plots. So this is the histogram, and the white line is waiting for it to go through the 0 line to go plus, and then when it goes minus, then it's a short. When it goes plus, it's a long, so forth and so on. And so this is that's what that is. And I call the blues lines my nonlinear time manifold. The white and histograms are my 3 average of my mathematical formula, and that's what the and if you know what, as a matter of fact, if we throw John's work in there, let's do that. Instrument study. Let's put Bollinger Bands, and you'll see the difference of John's way of using it and the way I use it. Let's make them, let's see, we'll go with blue and dark blue, like that. Properties, okay, let's see what happens. There is. Okay, so there is the Bollinger Band. I guess what we do is we widen this out, or tighten it up. I guess we tighten it up. Let's see if we can do something with that. Let's widen it out so you can see it better. There we go. Okay, so you can see here what I'm doing is my math is telling us as we get through the top of the Bollinger Band, as we'll call it that, and it starts to break down, you start to see weakness. Then you can see here the product itself is starting to break down after the fact. So this is ahead of the curve. My math is ahead of the curve, predicting future events before they occur. Vice versa. You see it dips below the band. In this case here, here his only bounces off of a band. I allow it to take 1 and 2 more standard deviations. So in other words, because of the averages. And so in the end result, as you can see, when it finally comes back up through the band, it's starting to show strength again. You can see it has an upwardly projection. You can see the tightness in my manifold, like his is trying to tighten up, but mine goes into an enormous extreme to identify it. So this is the gas line 3, and this is the gas 3 down here. And what's missing out of the 2 of them is, instead of plot 1 and 4, the histogram and the white line as an average of my formula, down here we're really the green line. Let's make the green line the white. Style. So that's a plot 1, just identical to this. Notice they look identical. See? So it's the same thing, but now the histogram is a plot 4, or a 2 average of my math. I guess you could say a 3 average of my math with a little sweetener that makes it go with the combination of a standard deviation. And then the 2 time manifolds, I guess you could say here and there. Let's see if we can do this. We're going to take this and we're going to change that to a solid, like that, and turning that to a solid. And so now, at the same time, my time manifolds, I'm doing Bollinger Bands with that in the sense that I'm using a 1 standard deviation and a 2 standard deviation. But that's even more of a non-linear way of looking at things, not a linear way. So that's why I say stuff about relativity. All right, I hope that helped you out. Is that good? Satisfying, so forth and so on? I hope that gave you some direction. And I did fix the gold. Let me show the traders here what happened. Did I show them? I don't remember now, because I was doing your stuff and mine. See here? See, it's not reflecting it now that we cleaned up that stupid data point there that had the opening totally wrong, and the high wrong, and the low wrong, had all those wrongs. So you can see here, gold is trying to go back into the sell. And as you can see right here, it is giving us a little buying today. So we'll see how that goes. All right, I hope I answered your questions there, Rome, and glad that you jumped in to ask, because I don't get a chance to show off. All I do is go through my normal rhythms and leave it at that. So it's kind of fun, because when you've got a successful product like this, it's awful fun to trade. It really is. I enjoy trading it all the time for the last 40 years. 44 years I've been using this math. 44. All right. Well, thank you. Thank you for asking the question. I really appreciate it. If you want to see anything else, just let me know. We'll go adventure on it. You know, I like looking at the math. You don't know what you're going to learn. I learn things. You know, I haven't looked at these products in, I don't know. I haven't traded euros now in maybe 6-7 months, something like that. I used to trade it a lot more. You know, every day. Used to trade them a lot. I just gotten involved in just trading a few products and just don't really think about it too hard anymore. You know, I can spend profits on S&Ps just as easily as I can spend profits on euros. It's all the same to me. So, let's see, what's the next thing? Okay, yes, where did I leave off? Unless you have another question, and you're welcome, trust me. It's cheaper by the dozen. You can ask as many questions as you like. Now, we left off at the South African Rand, and what we'll do is we'll drift back to that right now. But trust me, Oz, you're allowed to ask as many questions as you like, because I find it very relaxing and entertaining to answer. All right, so from there we go to the ruble. There's the ruble right there. You see it's still showing some weakness, but you know, 2 days it's been pushing back up. We're in the weekly sell. So the overall pressure has been on the downside, as you can see, since we went into that weekly sell. You know, did this up and down, went down and up and then down and then down and then downer. But right now it's telling us to be short from here, and it's obviously there's a perfect example. There's a losing trade. Let's put that up there. Right there, push in the sell right there. And it has not really given you an opportunity at all to make any money out of it. Not at all. But we'll see. We're in a weekly sell, we're in a daily sell. Chances are this thing will probably roll back over again. Now, from there we go to the Japanese yen. Yen is flirting with a daily buy now. That wasn't doing that a couple hours ago. So let's put a green line in there. And what we see here is pressure on the upside. We're also flirting with a weekly buy. So maybe since we went into the weekly sell up in here, and this has been pretty much sideways also, maybe they're going to try to get some, you know, the yen going up is actually, it loses value. And the dollar, it means the dollar is strong, pretty much. That's what that represents. Then last but not least, what we look at over in the currencies, this is the last one. And then if anybody wants to see anything, be my guest, I will show it to you. But right now, this is the Mexican peso against the dollar. We've been in a daily sell from here, weekly sell from up in here, and so it's been an interesting daily sell from there. So it was an interesting win, but not as much as we would like, but a win is a win is a win. And then it's tried to get into the daily buy here, but since we're in a weekly sell, well, actually now you can see here, it's above the weekly buy number, so you can flirt with it on a short term if you're very fast. But we're not very happy about that, you know, because it's a daily overnight thing. You don't want to be long until really the weekly closes and the daily closes. In this case here, the weekly closing at the end of the week. One thing's for sure, you know that at the moment you don't want to be short. That's what it's telling you. All right, that is the Mexican peso. And what else can we talk about here? Let's see. Let's see. Okay, so from there, we jump back to the metals complex. That's what it is. Oh, you didn't see any of that. Wait a second here. I just realized you missed all that. So let's go back to that again. So there it is right there. There's the Mexican peso. Before that was the Japanese yen. And then before that was the ruble. And then the ZAR. The South African Rand. So go find that. And this way, at least when you go back and look at the video, you can look at the charts. And you're seeing that the weakness of the the metals complex has put that pressure on this product. All right, now let's take a look at the metals and energy complex. We'll go over there again. And what we're looking at here is there's the gold. You know, and it's definitely up from yesterday, that's for sure. But they took so much heat. We went into the sell here 2 days ago, and that's you know, we were underneath, so it was a very short-term trade situation, not really an overnighter, because it's not confirmed yet on the weekly. Then over in silver, same situation, except for there's 17. So went into the sell yesterday. It's still coming down, nothing major, and we're in a weekly sell, so you can't take the longs out of this. So that's the problem there. We were flirting with a long for a little while there on Monday and Tuesday, but we've been now on a weekly sell on this poor thing since back in May, up in the 28 area. So we've been in a weekly sell on that thing all the way down, and each week, Rome, it goes, we reconfirm the position. How do I apply your math in J4X platform for day trading? Okay, that's a good question. Here we go. Here over on J4X, we have a couple of strategies. We watch the Hinky Ashies right there. This is a little bit laggard, but it's better than anything else out there as far as I'm concerned when it comes to public stuff. And then I'm doing here, I'm going to show you the data itself. The white line is, let's go, edit indicator, here it is right there, and you're going to be able to see this through the video also. So this is a fast-moving stochastic, and it's a 5-3, and I use a fast stochastic to smooth my math out. So that's what gives me the extra few hours advantage. And then the dotted line right here, the dashed line right there, the dashed, that's a slow-moving stochastic. Let me show you the inputs to that right there. And so there's that. And so using J4X, what you want to do is, and then you change your time frames and so forth and experiment which one is the best one. More than likely a spatial versus a minute, the minute one. That'll give you the edge. That'll give you a much better edge against any other tool out there. In this case here, I would have to say that when you use the fast-moving stochastic against the slow, it's not a lagging indicator, it's not a leading indicator, it's an advanced leading indicator. Whereas like they call MACD, we've done this, we've put like MACD and things like that in there, and you can see that the MACD is much behind using the two stochastics combined together. So that's the way to use that. How did that help out? I hope that makes some sense to you. And we're here every day. You know, Doc's been doing this for a long while now. This is the only place I can go without getting blocked. Because Doc doesn't exactly talk what the mainstream is talking about, so they're not really happy with me when I talk about reality and using my math to show that the reality is real. So we're at Dukascopy here because it's a safe place to be. Alrighty, traders, it's Friday, so we're going to get out of here. And we got to come up with a title for this webinar. I think we're going to use Rome as a title. What we'll do is we'll talk about the idea that we looked at Doc's mathematics, Doc's math. In which product was it? We did Tesla and Euros. So what we'll do is we will label it that way too. That's exactly what we'll do. We'll label it that way. There we go. So, happy trails to you. I'm the singing trader, so I sing my way out of here. Happy trails to you, to all my trading friends. Did I cut something off short there? Happy trails to you, until we meet again. Happy trails to you, to all our trading friends. Thank you for showing up, traders. We will catch you again tomorrow. Ta-ta for now.